Stay tuned because Good Sports is coming up next. Kansas City Sports and Fitness is the magazine for sports fans in KC. Inside, we cover local sports and local teams, from pro to peewee and everything in between. And this month's free copy of Kansas City Sports and Fitness includes the Surplus Exchange College Sports Report. You'll find Kansas City Sports and Fitness all over KC at places like the Kansas City Ice Center. And it's free, so pick one up today. This show was recorded live on Monday, August 5th.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show. Now, this segment is presented by Kansas City Chiropractic. Kansas City Chiropractic understands the high-pressure demands placed upon individuals in the workplace and the athletic demands people place on their bodies. They offer the care that can relieve pain and stress and improve overall health. You can call them at 816-753-4600 or visit kansascitychiropractic.com. Hello, everyone. I am Steve Fish. I'm the publisher of Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine, and you're watching or listening to Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show. Now, today we're coming to you from the Kansas City Ice Center, which is located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive, where you can now ice skate on their indoor rink or inline skate on their outdoor pavilion. You can call 913-441-3033 or visit their website, kcicecenter.com, for more details on classes and public skates. And you can also find out more about their leagues and learn to skate classes and learn to play hockey programs on their website as well. We got a lot of fans back behind us that are teasing Dean and Shjon Podein, who will be joining us in just a little bit. So they're practicing their checking, I think, on the board. So now, before we get started with the show, I want to tell everyone that our current issue of KC Sports and Fitness is available free at over 700 locations in Kansas City. And this month, with our current issue, KC Sports continues to celebrate our 16th year as the magazine for sports fans in KC. Now, in our current issue of KC Sports, we feature our KC Baseball Report, which is presented by Budweiser. And this month, we look at George Brett's contribution to the team, and we discuss the Royals' chances to make the playoffs. And in our hockey report presented by the Kansas City Ice Center, where we are today, we write about the success of the Kansas City Stars youth hockey organization and the popularity that they've gotten here at the Kansas City Ice Center. Now, you can visit our website, kcsportspaper.com, to find a link to a list of locations where you can actually find KC Sports and Fitness Magazine, and you can check out a PDF of the entire issue on our website as well. Now, as I mentioned, we are here at the Kansas City Ice Center. One of the things that happens here is every so often they have to clean the ice and get it ready for the next group that's going to come on out. So you're going to see the Zamboni slide behind us. But right now, we are joined by a regular on our show, Dean Nelson. He's the general manager here, and a very special guest that we interviewed last year that comes in once a year and works with Dean on a special camp that they have going on right now called the Battle Camp. He is Shjon Podein. He won the 2001 Stanley Cup championship with the Colorado Avalanche, which is this group right here. I wore this specially for him. And he also was the 2001 King Clancy Memorial Trophy Award winner for his leadership on and off the ice. Now, he played left wing for 11 seasons in the NHL, and he wore the jerseys of the Edmonton Oilers, the Philadelphia Flyers, Colorado Avalanche, and the St. Louis Blues. Yay, Blues. And this is the second time he's been here, as I mentioned, at the Ice Center to help Dean with the camp. Now, Dean, actually, first of all, welcome to the show, guys. Dean, actually, you guys are friends from the Pee Wee days.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Steve. We appreciate it very much. Me and Shjon have been friends since we were young, since we were in youth hockey together, and we always kept in contact. And when I had a battle camp down here, I had an idea for some competitive battle camp style drills and things that we do with the boys to get them in tune for their hockey season. I couldn't think of a better person and a better friend to ask than Shjon.
Absolutely. So you guys both grew up in Rochester, Minnesota. Shjon, is that where you live now, or do you live somewhere else?
No, we settled down just outside of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay.
Kind of the common thing in Minnesota to do is kind of gravitate towards the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. And my wife's family's from right around the area up there, so that's where we are there with our two kids.
Gotcha. Junior and Anna, right? Is he still go by Junior? I was watching some video last night.
He does. He still goes by
Is
Junior.
Junior here with you today?
JR couldn't make it down.
Oh, okay.
This is a solo trip.
Okay. Okay. Now, you're actually, obviously, in Rochester. You grew up in the United States, but your name is spelled kind of different. It's not the SEAN or SHAWN.
No, my mom wanted something a little different. She liked the name Shjon. And what she kind of did was took that. My grandpa's name was John, so she came. A lot of people ask me if it's Swedish or Scandinavian.
Yeah, that's what you'd think.
It's just kind of a merger of Shjon and my grandpa's name John for the SHJON.
I heard that Wolfgang was an option too. Was that true?
That was back before my dad hung up the bottle. Wolfgang was high on his list.
Wolfgang,
I'm glad he lost out.
Yeah.
We were doing the plane ticket, and the lady, I was changing his plane ticket to come down here, and the lady would not change it because she thought the name was spelled wrong. Yeah, so we were just doing a time change, and she said, "Now I got to check with you. Is this spelling correct?" And I said, "Yes." And she says, "Are you positive? Because he will not be able to fly if it's not spelled like this." And
it has to match the ID.
I said, "Yes, it is exactly like that." So that was just a sidetrack there. Go ahead.
Right. So you went to University of Minnesota Duluth. You played some hockey there, and at least you weren't at a Golden Gopher or a North Dakota. We hate those guys, but. While you were in college, how much contact did you have with the NHL guys?
Zero. It was a different thing back then. It's hard to have kids even understand that. When I went to college, my senior year at 22 years old, we got these things called computers in the upstairs of the library.
Yeah.
And it was just, and you see my 10-year-old daughter walking around with an iPod texting her 9-year-old friends. But what happened was back then you could get drafted when you're 18, 19, or 20, and I got drafted at 20 years old. Back then there was 12 rounds in the draft. I was a late 8th rounder. Didn't think too much about it. And the only contact I had was 6 weeks after the draft. They sent me a letter asking me my name, my position, where I played, almost like they didn't even know who I was. And did not even talk to them until then after I graduated. I had a guy want to represent me as my agent. I actually thought they hadn't talked to me. I thought my career was done. I was going to actually plan on going to Australia to do some bartending, which would have been kind of fun. And all of a sudden a guy called me and said, my teammate called me and said, "Hey, I got this guy who wants to represent you." I said, "For what? I'm not really looking for a job." He goes, "Oh, no, he thinks he got a chance to play hockey." I said, "Hey, great." And so that's how it started.
Everybody's dream is to be able to take that fun that you had as a high schooler and carry it on through to college, etc. So let's talk a little bit about hockey with you guys, just in general. The game is the players. Shjon, you're a big guy, but the players are bigger now. They're more physical now. They're in better shape now. The injuries are a little bit bigger nowadays. I watched an interview that you did when you coached at the high school level, where they changed a rule on checking or something like that. Do you think, moving forward, that the game needs to change at all to deal with the concussion issues, which is an issue with every sport, not just hockey, but just every sport? The equipment almost can't compete with the level that, and help, at the level that these guys are playing these days. I noticed also that they changed checking so that it's at the Bantam level, which is, what is that, Dean, 14, 15? Something like
that's
that
your 14, 13, 14, 15, depending on your birth year. I think it's right around there.
When my boys played, it was at the Pee Wee level, and when I coached, I knew that the kids weren't ready for checking unless they played football. They weren't ready. They weren't ready for checking because they'd come back to the bench after getting checked, and they'd have tears in their eyes. When they were Bantams, they'd come back, the testosterone kicked in, and they were angry at that point. And I said, okay, they're ready for it now. They can at least handle it now. But do you think that some of that stuff has to change at the youth level to make the game really safer for the players?
Well, Dean, I mean, I'm not sure where you see this, but the big thing is, if you look at the studies through USA Hockey, we lose, when kids go from mites to squirts, we lose, I think it's somewhere upwards of 63% of our hockey playing population in our country.
Right.
And then when it goes from squirts up to peewees, we lose another added 11%.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to make rules that keep more kids in the sport. Our main goal should be to grow the game. So I like what you brought up about the size of the players. The rinks aren't getting bigger.
Right.
Players are getting bigger, more muscular, stronger, faster, and the injuries are starting to go up. So we need to put rules into place to keep our kids safe. And that's what they're trying to do. And I think they're doing a good job of implementing them in the right ways. They still teach body contact. They still teach body control. They still teach all of that. But what we're trying to get away from are the running at someone to hurt them type of hit.
Yes.
And I'm all on board. I mean, maybe as an old school guy before kids, I thought, you know what, that's wrong. We should be doing it. I got a 10-year-old girl playing now, and I want her to be able to play hockey. I don't want to see someone run at her, or I don't want to see someone run at my 6-year-old boy. I want to see the purity of the game. I love the speed. I love the finesse. I love the creativity. And if we can put into rules, like you were saying, that can keep more kids on the ice longer, it's a no-brainer in my book.
Yeah, go ahead, Dean.
Yeah, well, just the kids will develop better. I mean, what they're looking at doing, I think, is developing your son or daughter for a long-lasting, playing hockey, and not to be out that quick hitter. So, I think that the USA Hockey is doing the right things to be able to come up with certain things that are going to help the kids last longer past that age. Because you're right, you don't need a peewee or a squirt or somebody out there running at your kid.
Right.
And I think with the amount of injuries, I'm sorry to say that some of the big injuries that have happened in hockey have opened up some eyes and said, hey guys, let's start taking it back a little bit. Let's move the checking, and let's teach our kids different things.
Yeah.
I mean, we're right now in battle camp, and our last drill it wasn't taking a kid off the puck, it was taking the puck off the kid, kind of like.
Right.
So, I mean, it's two different scenarios on when you're playing the puck and the body at the same time that I'm just going to play the body. So I think that the work that they're doing in USA Hockey and the things that coaches can do throughout the country are really going to help this.
Yeah, my son went to school at St. Cloud State, and they've got a men's and a women's Division I hockey program there. And the women's hockey was a blast to watch. I mean, they were so talented and so fast, and it took some of the hitting out of the game, but there's still a physical game with that too. It's almost like, could it go to that level? And then it relies more on skill, and the skill is part of the beauty of the game. I mean, that's seeing somebody be able to dangle around somebody else is just amazing and all that.
And I think that's one of their main things, Shjon, and you can maybe add a little bit to this, is moving the checking back to Bantams, because they've been back and forth a couple times probably since I've been around. I mean, I think it was in Pee-wees one year, then it was out of Pee-wees, the checking. But I think they really want to enhance that skill of the player. They want to focus more on the skill than they do the body contact, and I think I agree. That's where hockey, I think, will really take off more.
I think you're right on. I mean, they don't want to have coaches teach someone how to run at someone and hit them with their body. They want to spend time on the puck. They want to spend time on the skating. They want to spend time on the fundamentals of the game that every kid needs much more before he needs to know how to run across the ice to throw his body at someone.
Yeah.
And bouncing off that check and doing something with the puck, protecting the puck and all that stuff, which is part of what you're doing here as well today. Now, let's shift gears just a little bit. Shjon, your goalie when you won the Stanley Cup in 2001, Patrick Waugh, is now the coach of the Avalanche. He is a superstar. But what kind of leader was he when you played together? Was he a leader in the locker room? Was he that silent was he one of those weird goalies that was off in the corner and you didn't talk to him or anything like that?
Will he get this at home, Patrick?
I don't know. He can see it on YouTube. I think he has more important things that he's dealing with right now, but he can see it on YouTube.
Patrick, I always described Patrick as the most consummate professional and winner that I ever played with.
Really?
He makes decisions, he talks, and his actions are all geared towards winning and bringing home a higher level from himself and from his teammates. So I used to watch him plan his junior team on who he was going to take, what kid he had 3 years down the road when he was sitting on a plane going to play a game. So his attention to detail and his non-varying from making decisions that will make that organization a winning organization will make an immediate impact in Colorado.
Do you ever see yourself, do you ever wish you had gone the coaching route and taken it to that high of a level?
When I got out of pro hockey, I had some offers to kind of go down that route, and whether it be through junior hockey or minor league hockey, but it just came down at the end of the day. My first thing I wanted to do was give my kids a home that they wouldn't have to leave for 15, 18 years. I didn't want that lifestyle for my kids, and especially probably if I would have had a boy first, maybe it would have been different, but I had a little girl who, of course, is the greatest little girl in the history of the world, right?
Absolutely.
And I just wanted to have her have that stability of mom being at home and not wondering if daddy's going to end up in Peoria, Illinois next year, or Houston, Texas, or Greensville, North Carolina in the East Coast Hockey League. I just didn't want that, and to be honest, I've thought about it, but I've never had a second thought that I wish I would have done it the other way.
Absolutely. So what are you doing now these days? I mean, we're going to talk about, when we come back, we're going to take a break here soon. We're going to talk about your foundation and all that, but what are you doing now? Is it mostly wrapped around that foundation and helping guys like Dean out with programs like this? Or
To be honest, I do a few of these for a couple friends, not too many, but I do spend a lot of time. I'm that dad who coaches soccer and coaches hockey and coaches volleyball, even though I know nothing about any of those sports.
That's all right.
Except maybe a little bit of hockey. But a lot of people say it, but I just don't want to miss these years with my kids. And I'd rather be around and have them be sick of me at 16 than saying, Dad, I wish you would have been ... So
that's fantastic. That is just great. We're going to come back and talk with Dean and Shjon Podein in our next segment as well, but right now we're going to take a quick break. You're watching or listening to Good Sports, KC Sports and Fitness Magazine show. We are coming to you from the Kansas City Ice Center, located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. I'm Steve Fish. We'll be right back. Go online and watch Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports Magazine television show. It's available on the Good Sports KC YouTube channel and features local interviews with local athletes and experts covering sports, health, and exercise topics of importance to KC fans. And be sure to pick up your copy of the new KC Sports and Fitness Magazine, featuring the Surplus Exchange Soccer Report, the Budweiser Royals Report, and the Kansas City Ice Center Hockey Report. KC Sports Magazine is always free, so pick one up today. These days, we're all so busy, and many of us ignore our health and let stress turn into chronic pain. Dr. Lynn McIntosh of Kansas City Chiropractic can provide you with the proper care to relieve pain and stress, improve your health, and get more out of life. And in July, get a free 30-minute massage with your initial visit. Just mention KC Sports when you make your appointment. For more information on Dr. McIntosh and Kansas City Chiropractic, call 816-753-4600 or visit kansascitychiropractic.com.
With the current trend to live a greener lifestyle, many people and businesses now recycle their electronics. At the Surplus Exchange, your e-waste will never go to a landfill or incinerator, nor will we allow e-waste to be shipped overseas. Some companies employ this tactic and end up polluting other countries with our waste. All materials are safely tracked, destroyed, or reclaimed right here in the U.S. The Surplus Exchange is Kansas City's link between industry, charity, and the environment. To find out more, visit surplusexchange.org.
The Kansas City Ice Center's outdoor pavilion is now open. Sign up now for Learn to Skate and Learn to Play hockey classes, spring leagues for ice and inline hockey, and upcoming hockey camps at the Kansas City Ice Center. Plus, come out to a public skating session or call them to schedule a party or group rental. The Kansas City Ice Center is located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. For more information or to register for a class, visit kcicecenter.com or call 913-441-3033. CMS Nutritionals is a new supplement store on College and Quivira. Stop by and talk to the experts at CMS Nutritionals today to find the right quality supplements for your needs. And with your coupon in KC Sports, save 20% on Vitalite sports drink and Control Bar snacks. Plus, register now for upcoming seminars in August. To learn more about their products, visit cmsnutritionals.com, call 913-469-3665, or stop by CMS Nutritionals on College and Quivira. Mafia's Meal on the Go is a great lunchtime choice. Get a 10-inch one-topping pizza and a 20-ounce drink from Mafia Mike's at 87th and Lackman and Mafia Pizzeria Southside at 127th and Metcalf. Great pizza and a great offer you can't refuse.
Mark Twain, Walt Disney, even Abraham Lincoln, they all filed bankruptcy. Debts can overwhelm anyone. I'm Jeff Wagner of WM Law, Kansas City's premier bankruptcy law firm. If you can't pay your bills or your mortgage, we're here to help. You can schedule a free consultation right now. Call 1-855-DON'T-WORRY. Stop those bill collectors. With 4 Kansas City locations, we've helped over 11,000 families through tough financial times. 1-855-DON'T-WORRY.
Lights, camera, action! Would you like to have your business be the site where we shoot one of our Good Sports TV and radio shows? Well, you can. Your show will play 21 times on Sure West Channel 7. You'll get radio and TV commercials all month long, plus an ad for your business in KC Sports and Fitness Magazine, and a whole lot more. TV remote packages start at just $333 a month. For more information on this great TV, radio, and print opportunity for your business, call KC Sports at 913-764-2050. Welcome back to Good Sports, Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show, the show that complements Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine. I am Steve Fish. Today we're coming to you from the Kansas City Ice Center located on Johnson Drive, 2 miles west of 435, where you can now ice skate on their indoor rink or inline skate on their outdoor pavilion. You can call 913-441-3033 or visit their website, kcicenter.com, for more details on classes and public skates. Plus, you can find out more about their leagues and their Learn to Skate and Learn to Play hockey programs on their website as well. Now, in our current issue of Kansas City Sports and Fitness, check out our college football report presented by the Surplus Exchange. This month, we preview MU, KU, and K-State and what to expect from them this upcoming season. Now, you can pick up your copy of KC Sports and Fitness at over 700 locations, including Mafia Pizzeria Southside, Old Shiny Pizza, Eagles Landing Golf Course, Overtime Sports Bar and Grill, and the Kansas City Ice Center. And now you can also view this show, Good Sports, on YouTube. Search for the Good Sports KC channel. Now, as I mentioned before in our first segment, we are here with Dean Nelson, who's the general manager of the Kansas City Ice Center, and former NHLer and Stanley Cup winner Shjon Podein, who won the Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche. We're talking with them about the hockey programs that are going on here at the Kansas City Ice Center. But, Shjon, you're also involved in a foundation that you started several years ago. Can you explain what that foundation does and how it helps kids?
Well, 16 years ago, I was lucky enough to get together some great people in the southeastern Minnesota area, and I had met a family with 2 kids who had a rare disease called ataxia telangiectasia. It was a motor physical skills disease where they would lose control of their bodies slowly at age 2 or 3, in a wheelchair by 8 or 9, and usually life expectancy was 16 to 18.
Oh, wow.
And so I really got to know his family, hit it off with them. It was just one of those things where they weren't getting a lot of funding. A lot of people didn't know about it. And there's a lot of money pumped into a lot of other diseases out there, and I thought this is a kind of underdog, unaware, unknown disease that could really use some help to bolster. And this family meant a lot to me. So along with some great people down in Rochester there, we put together a committee and started a fundraiser in Rochester, an annual fundraiser that we've done for 16 years now. Dean's been up to it for the last, I don't know how many years, supported it generously, monetarily, and with his time. And it's just been something that's made a lot to us. It's given a lot of monies back to our local children's charities back in Minnesota. Half the money goes to AT research. The other half goes to different underfunded, underknown minority charities that you would probably not even have an idea exist, that need monies that, even though they might help a fraction of the kids that cancer research can help or the United Way can help, we still feel they need to be taken care of and have someone looking after them and trying to help them out. So it's something we've been very proud of, and my wife does a ton of work on it. She's kind of the one that really, along with some of the other great people on our committee, really drive the horses. So it's been fun.
So what's it been like to go up to Shjon's events?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it not only to see some good old friends, because there's a lot of the same guys will come back, and we're not getting any younger right now, as we both can attest to. But I tell you what, it's just the pleasure of being able to sit down with some of the families and to meet some of them each year. They add some, and unfortunately we lose some, as things go on, and really to be part of something that Shjon puts together. And Shjon is right. I mean, his wife is amazing. The foundation is amazing, the people that volunteer and stuff. And it's almost kind of like this camp here for me. You have an idea and you have a goal that's what you want to do with something. And Shjon was the big vision on it. Mm-hmm. And he has a lot of people around him that support him and help him. And I just go really just to see some old friends and to give to the foundation.
Get you back to Rochester.
I'm a big believer in it, because it's just anything we can do right now to give back to our communities. And I've only been down here for 2 years, so my real home is still in Rochester, Minnesota. And every year it's there. And Brian Christensen, one of the gentlemen that Shjon was talking about that he met at first, grew up across the street from me down on Chalet Drive, and I didn't know that until I got older. And my mom said, "Hey, that's Brian," and the one that we're supporting for the foundation.
I see.
With where it started, so it all came back home to me, and so it hits home. So we take care of our own.
So I heard that as part of the golf tournament and things like that, that the kids that you're helping they get these soakers and squirt guns and soak you guys, during and after and all that stuff. I saw an interview on YouTube, I think, where you just got blasted. You're doing the interview, you're talking about things, and boom, you're covered. That has to be a lot of fun and bring everybody together for that event.
Well, we were talking at break a little bit about sports and how the number one thing sports has got to be is fun.
Yes.
And at our fundraiser event, we take it very seriously. We need to raise money. We need to help a lot of kids. But we think in the first and foremost, we make it fun for the families, make it fun for the people who come and support us, and hopefully they'll keep coming back and want to give back to this cause that's really needy, especially in our area of southeastern Minnesota and with AT Research.
Sure. And now in 2001, you won an award from the NHL, the King Clancy Memorial Trophy, which is for humanitarian contributions to your community. Were you doing your foundation at that time? Was that a part of winning this award?
Yes, I had and when I played, I had our foundation had been running at that time for about 4 or 5 years.
I see.
And I also was doing quite a bit of stuff in the Denver community when I played there with the Police Activities League through some good friends who were nice enough to invite me to be part of it, who really did the legwork to make some great things like intercity hockey programs come to life where there wasn't before. So like Dino said, you get the award for it, but it's many more people doing a lot more work than I was.
Sure.
That made it come to fruition.
Is it hard to take your time and do those things when you don't do as much of it, I'm sure, during the season, but is it a hard thing to do during the season, or is it an easy thing? I guess it depends on the individual and all that stuff.
It's different for every individual, but personally I've found that every time I give, I get 10 times more back.
Really?
So, you go and do something that you might be a little tired, you might want to just be at home with your wife watching a movie, but you find you go and you can actually change a kid's life, or a kid can change your life, which happens more times than not. For sure. And when that happens, you can't even use the word hard. Some of the things these kids, young men and women, these families go through, we'll never thank goodness have to go through. And it's not fair, and it's not right. But when you see it, if you can make a little bit of difference and make that little corner of the world a little better, you can never say it's hard.
Absolutely. So when you won the Stanley Cup, were they doing the thing where you got to take the cup to wherever? You get a day with the cup.
Yep.
First of all, what's it like to raise that thing? What did you do on the ice when you won it? Because it gets handed around to everybody on the ice. And then what did you do with the cup?
When we won it, I just took it over to the corner where my family was sitting and kind of used a couple words you probably shouldn't have. I was very
those things seem to wind up on the air these days. Now it's like the guys on that are doing the broadcast need to just turn the volume down.
I described it as the moment I got to hold the Stanley Cup, because hockey to me has always been very inbred into my life, and it's like everything in the world is right for that 3 to 5 seconds. It's like you're holding everything you've always dreamt of, from playing driveway hockey with Dino and scoring this game-winning goal in Game 7 for the Pittsburgh Penguins, whoever it was when you were a kid who you liked. I mean, it's like all-encompassing. And it's just like everything is calm because we all have hectic lifestyles. We're all very busy.
Sure.
And then it's very special. And for me, the most special part was not just winning it and getting to enjoy, that part. For me, it was kind of understanding and remembering the people who had helped me get to that point.
Really? Yeah.
Lauren Grasso, the high school coach, who would take hours to help me try to skate because I was such a poor skater when I was a kid. He didn't need to do that. All the coaches who helped you, all the friends that were there for you. It was really reflective, and it was really cool. I liked that. Then the 2 days I got it, I actually was supposed to get it for 1 day, but I called the secretary twice a day all summer until she said I could have it for 2. And, we brought it. My buddy had a band up in Minneapolis where we had about 1,500 people. We had a big party at my favorite bar. Brought it all around Minneapolis to people to say thank you. Had a Zamboni ride and street hockey game at my in-laws' house.
Nice.
Got a helicopter and flew it down to Rochester. Took it all around there. Actually had a private get-together with all of our AT families. And, we just tried to make the most of it because we knew chances are that probably will never happen again, and it was one of those special times.
And then you went to St. Louis, and that's never going to happen again. Love the Blues, always a Blues fan, but, seriously. So, Dean, we've got about a minute and a half or so. Let's talk briefly about what's going on. You've got Learn to Skate and Learn to Play Hockey that are kicking off real soon.
Yeah, we have.
You've got hockey sign-ups that are going on for the leagues.
All of our programs are up and running strong right now. Our Learn to Play Hockey is going to graduate probably 30 kids into the youth hockey program.
That's great.
I know we're doing an article this month on excuse me, on youth hockey, and it is kicking butt. I mean, youth hockey at the Kansas City Stars and down here at the rink, and the things that we're doing, and the camps and the clinics that we do in the off season to make kids enjoy the game of hockey. Me and Shjon were talking, and youth hockey is really, what it's all about. Everything has to align perfectly for you to be able to get to that next level, even to play juniors or even to play college or pro, or they have to be just perfect for you. Like Shjon said, the draft choice or something, maybe another team drafts him, he doesn't go as far, or you don't go to the right opportunity.
Right.
So what we want to do is we want to make youth hockey as fun as we can for these kids that 99.9% of them are going to play. The 1% or the 0.1% aren't going to play past youth hockey or past high school hockey.
Right.
So what we're doing down here at Kansas City Ice Center is we are making clinics, camps, learn to play hockey, stick time, whatever we have, whatever function we have is on our website, and you can take a look at it at kcicecenter.com. As well as we just launched our brand new app. It's KCIC. Go on your Android or go on your mobile phone. You can punch.
Is it an Android product?
It is an Android product, okay. and it's on your iPhone, and I think you have to have like a 4.1 or better of the Android.
Okay.
But it's really neat because we just got our full app, and you can go on there and keep up live with what we're doing down here, and I can't think of a better way to start off my new hockey season than having Shjon down here, and I appreciate it very, very much for him to come down and you guys to come out, and it's just it's so heartwarming to have these times down here in Kansas City.
It is a blast, and we'll finish up. Shjon, what was your biggest goal in hockey? I saw one on video where you were actually tripped up by the goalie and had an angle that was a ridiculous angle, and you put it in. Falling down, you hit the puck. I think you were prone at that time, but what was your biggest goal as far as, a playoff goal or anything like that you can remember?
Did you do an SB one year or something?
Yeah, that was the one he's talking
That's
about.
when he saw
that one? Yeah, it was awesome.
Won an SB.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was called the American Express Bat. That was before SBs. Now you're dating me. You know what it would be? It would be the same one that always comes up, is my first goal in the NHL. It was, I just remember the feeling literally of having the weight of the world come off my chest, thinking I just scored an NHL goal. I'll probably be up here again for another day. Literally, that's what went through my head.
It was like his first shift, so it came quick.
Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, you and Mario Lemieux. Yeah.
Look, let's not use those names in the same sentence.
The only time that they're using the
Thank
same.
you.
We're gonna take a quick break, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Steve.
You're watching or listening to Good Sports, KC Sports and Fitness Magazine show, coming to you from the Kansas City Ice Center, located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. I'm Steve Fish. We'll be right back. Beat the summer heat at the Kansas City Ice Center. Sign up now for Learn to Skate and Learn to Play hockey classes, leagues for ice and inline hockey, and upcoming hockey camps at the Kansas City Ice Center. Plus, come out to a public skating session or call them to schedule a party or group rental. The KC Ice Center is located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. For more information or to register for a camp or class, visit kcicecenter.com or call 913-441-3033. Sign up now for fun at Volleyball Beach. It's the perfect way to stay in shape and enjoy the outdoors. For over 24 years, Volleyball Beach has been KC's #1 sand volleyball spot. With 13 courts, Volleyball Beach has leagues every Sunday through Friday evening. And sign up now for fall leagues starting August 18th. For more information, visit Volleyball Beach at Holmes and Blue Ridge Boulevard. Call 816-942-2820 or visit volleyballbeach.com. Mafia's Meal on the Go is a great lunchtime choice. Get a 10-inch one-topping pizza and a 20-ounce drink from Mafia Mike's at 87th and Lackman and Mafia Pizzeria Southside at 127th and Metcalf. Great pizza and a great offer you can't refuse. Experience a touch of the Ozarks when you tee off at Winterstone Golf Course in Independence. Visit winterstonegolf.com for daily specials and call 816-257-5755 for lessons or information on tournament hosting. CMS Nutritionals is a new supplement store on College and Quivira. Stop by and talk to the experts at CMS Nutritionals today to find the right quality supplements for your needs. And with your coupon in KC Sports, save 20% on Vitalite sports drink and Control Bar snacks. Plus, register now for upcoming seminars in August. To learn more about their products, visit cmsnutritionals.com, call 913-469-3665, or stop by CMS Nutritionals on College and Quivira.
With the current trend to live a greener lifestyle, many people and businesses now recycle their electronics. At the Surplus Exchange, your e-waste will never go to a landfill or incinerator, nor will we allow e-waste to be shipped overseas. Some companies employ this tactic and end up polluting other countries with our waste. All materials are safely tracked, destroyed, or reclaimed right here in the U.S. The Surplus Exchange is Kansas City's link between industry, charity, and the environment. To find out more, visit surplusexchange.org.
Mark Twain, Walt Disney, even Abraham Lincoln, they all filed bankruptcy. Debts can overwhelm anyone. I'm Jeff Wagner of WM Law, Kansas City's premier bankruptcy law firm. If you can't pay your bills or your mortgage, we're here to help. You can schedule a free consultation right now. Call 1-855-DON'T-WORRY. Stop those bill collectors. With 4 Kansas City locations, we've helped over 11,000 families through tough financial times. 1-855-DON'T-WORRY.
Catch your favorite games at Overtime Sports Bar and Grill. With 39 screens, Overtime Sports Bar and Grill has your sports viewing covered, including UFC and MMA fights. And kids eat free every Sunday. Plus, they have 50 beers on tap and pool tables, pinball, and other games. Overtime Sports Bar and Grill is located a quarter mile east of Quivira on 135th Street. Find their daily specials on Facebook at Overtime Bar OP or call 913-814-0007. Join KC Sports and Fitness at the Agape Hoops Youth Sports and Family Fitness Fair. It's coming to the Fieldhouse of KC in Overland Park on September 28th and to the Sports Lodge in Independence on October 12th. See you there. Welcome back to Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show, the show that complements Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine. I am Steve Fish. Today we are coming to you from the Kansas City Ice Center located on Johnson Drive, 2 miles west of 435, where you can now ice skate on their indoor rink or inline skate on their outdoor pavilion. You can call 913-441-3033 or visit their website, kcicecenter.com, for more details on classes and public skates. Plus, you can find out more about their leagues and learn to skate and learn to play hockey programs on their website as well. Now, this segment of Good Sports is brought to you by the Surplus Exchange, where you can take a tax donation credit, plus help KC students when you recycle your electronics and office furniture at the Surplus Exchange. For more information, visit surplusexchange.org or call 816-472-0444. Now, I also want to mention some of the experts who each will be a part of our show during the month, and each has contributed an article to the current issue of Kansas City Sports and Fitness. They are Dr. Lynn McIntosh, who joins us here today at the Ice Center, Dr. Caroline Reeser and Stephanie Reese from CMS Nutritionals, and sports enthusiast and bankruptcy attorney Jeff Wagner from WM Law. And in the upcoming weeks on Good Sports, on the 24th of August, we will be at Mafia Pizzeria, which is located at 127th and Metcalf. And then in early September, we'll be back at Overtime Sports Bar and Grill, where we taped recently, and the Kansas City Ice Center, where we're doing our show today. So stay tuned for more details. And now joining us, as I said, is Dr. Lynn McIntosh from Kansas City Chiropractic. She's a board-certified chiropractor licensed in Kansas and Missouri. In addition to being licensed to provide general chiropractic care, Dr. McIntosh is a certified chiropractic sports physician, working with athletes from multiple disciplines on specific sports-related problems. She also is a regular contributor to Kansas City Sports and Fitness and is a regular on our show here today as well. And she's joined us. She's got her gloves on. She's ready for this environment, and it is plenty cold here at the ice rink today, which is actually very good. Welcome to the show, Dr. McIntosh.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Now,
you were all over these days.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be just one or two places,
That's
and now
right.
you're everywhere.
Yeah, well, you've done many shows here, and we started out in the lobby, and we said, well,
it was
we want to
warmer
get
in
on
the lobby,
Yeah,
I
it
got to
is.
tell you.
Yeah,
But this was fun. We did, however, see a kid go down here a minute ago. So,
yeah, but he got back up, and
yeah,
he was fine.
bounced
He just banged his knee on the ice or something like that when he fell down. That's tough hockey player. That's all. We're gonna.
There we go.
You know, we recently talked with a tough hockey player who played in the NHL for 11 seasons. So that's what these kids are out here for. You know, you're coming in here, but that's what these kids are out here for, is to learn the better skills of the game so that they can compete at a higher level.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Now, in our July issue, very recently, there was a CrossFit competition that was on television. And in our July issue, which can be seen online at kcsportspaper.com as a PDF, you write about CrossFit.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of a crazy thing, that CrossFit thing.
It's really come on and has been, it's one of the more popular, workout programs. It's a very intense program.
Why do you think it's more popular? Is it just because it's...
Well, it includes a lot of things. One, from a physical standpoint, it does a lot of muscle confusion. So as opposed to going to the gym and doing the same exercise every day, your muscles will become accustomed to that. So with this, because you never know what it's going to be, a different exercise, it's going to be a different weight, it's going to be a different thing every time, it does incorporate really good training techniques of muscle confusion so that you don't ever become used to it. It is a total body workout. It also incorporates a lot of clean eating and that kind of thing. So you do see a lot of body transformation with it. It is... and because of all those things, it does work very, very quickly. It has a lot of camaraderie. There is a lot of competition. It's definitely a certain personality likes it a whole lot better than somebody else.
Sure.
Your times and your weights and everything are posted for everybody to see all the time. So it kind of has that support system and competition component to it. And I think that there are some really good programs, and there are some programs that you should kind of really look at before you do. It totally depends on the coach, because if the form is stressed and if they, because it's timed, that is really the big thing, is because it's timed.
So what are some of the, timed in what way? What activities?
How many push-ups, how many sit-ups, or how many different lifts can you do in this amount of time?
Because the thing that I saw is like jumping up onto something and jumping down, which is really a good skill, especially.
It's a plyometric skill, is what it's used for. It's used to increase burst speed, just incrementally, and that kind of thing. So, there's a lot of that, or they're, turning a tire, or they're lifting, some crazy thing, or climbing on a fence. You never know.
But because it's timed, and you have to get as many reps in, I guess, as you can.
For some things, not for everything.
Yeah.
But because of that competition component, it's job security for me. Because when you don't...
What's your phone number?
Yeah. When you don't pay attention to form, and that's where I'm saying that there are some great gyms, and then, there's some that really you want to pay attention to your form. And all of these components can lead to a really, really good workout, or they can lead to, and as with anything, and I'm not picking on them.
Right.
It's with anything. Whenever you are not 100% paying attention to your form all the time, the potential for injury is greatly increased.
Sure.
Now, whereas, like if you just go and we're doing reps, doing the same thing all the time, and you go, oh, I hurt my shoulder, then I'm just not going to use my shoulder. I'm going to do my lower reps and that kind of thing. Now, a lot of these people are very well conditioned overall. It's a total body workout, that kind of thing. Whenever you're you've been out here practicing hockey and you're fit, whenever you've done whatever workout you do, if you do CrossFit and you are very fit, and it's an all-over body experience that your entire body is fit, when you do have a small injury, you can overcome that.
Right.
Or you think you can. But the problem is, because they don't isolate, it's not a problem. Because of the way this workout is, where it's just goes through a circuit of doing different things that include the whole body, it's very hard to rest one area.
Right.
So that becomes a little difficult. And because they're already in such great shape, they can have a small injury, and then all of a sudden, the rest of your body's kind of making up for it. And but if you don't rest at some point, and these people are very committed. Very, very committed, and so which is great. That's what you need to have for success in anything.
Right.
So that is a great thing, but it makes it difficult to rest a certain.
But
body part.
most of these people that are doing the CrossFit are not going to really compete. They're doing it for exercise. They're doing it to lose weight and those types of things. But yet, if they get injured, and they
don't take a lot of time off.
They're going to probably push through it. Like a hockey player would probably do it. But
any competitive person.
Yeah.
Any competitive athlete. Any competitive anything.
But then they're going to compensate, and that might affect other areas.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Because then if you lose your form in what you were doing, it becomes really difficult to get that small injury fixed right away. I mean, we do all kinds of things to speed healing, and especially, we've talked so much about the laser speeds at 40 to 50%.
Yeah.
Acupuncture makes it go faster. Realignment makes it go faster. You name it. But there's still a time component. You still, it has to have some time to heal.
Right, and those are the reactive solutions.
Yes.
I hurt my shoulder.
Right.
I'm going to go to the Dr. McIntosh, and she's going to treat it in this way and that way. But there are also proactive ways that you can avoid those things.
Yes.
And that's that's a part of the training that you go through in a lot of ways, is to strengthen the muscles and things like that. But there are also proactive things that can be done through your office.
Well, chiropractic is the whole point of it is to make the brain signals get to everything that it's trying to talk to. So whether it's your organs, whether it's your muscles, whether it's a certain muscle group, the signals have to come through the spinal cord and the spinal nerves.
Right.
So if you think of that as the highway system, if there is, look at 35 when it's shut down. They shut down one lane, it doesn't matter. It's screwed up the whole thing. So we want to make sure.
You didn't go through that to get here, did you?
No, not today.
Good.
Luckily, I did not.
Good.
I did not.
Yeah.
But that's
where are the orange barrels inside of our body? Is that what you're looking for?
That orange barrel's pain. Think of that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like that's when it shuts off and goes, no, we're not going here. That's what's happening.
Gotcha.
So really, you want that. You want all the exits open. You want everything working.
Right.
And so that's again when we've talked about Olympic athletes in the past. They are not necessarily hurt. They want optimum performance, and that's really what we're focusing on for this. Is a lot of optimum performance and to improve everything to prevent that injury. Because again, if your shoulder blade's restricted, you are not going to be able to use the same amount of force on the right and the left side.
Right.
If in the vertebrae and the spine, if the signal is not able to come out through that spinal cord, and it's coming, but it's just if it's restricted, where it's not getting there as fast, it's not getting there as much, then you have the potential to not equally, perform. I mean, we see that all the time. We do grip strength in the office, where right to left, and we can tell you, you have a restriction in the neck because maybe your non-dominant hand grips way stronger than your dominant hand. We would expect them to be the same or greater on the dominant hand side.
Sure.
And prevent, isolating that it's not a wrist or an elbow or something injury. It is really compression in the neck. So it's very easy. It's very easy to see some of these things that really can affect any kind of performance.
So the big-time athletes, they will get massages, whether they need them or not. It helps with their healing. It helps with the flow of energy and blood and all that
drainage.
stuff.
We're really getting rid of inflammation and all that kind of stuff. And again, preventing that one muscle group that you kind of overworked a little bit from just way tightening up. And there's always we've all injured ourselves at one point or another and stuff, and we tend to have that kind of chronic weakness in that area. So we want to make sure that it doesn't really amplify and become this trigger point that it's just there all the time.
Right.
So we want to avoid that.
Right. And so they'll go to the chiropractor as well
absolutely.
and use it for a proactive treatment to be able to return back to whatever it is their game is and their situation is. Now, one of the other things with CrossFit is the nutritional side. It's the hydration and all that.
Which is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, they focus very much on clean eating, which in the United States, we absolutely need. Yeah, you can't go wrong. This is fantastic. We do want to make sure that people are hydrating because that's always important. It will reduce your strength if you don't have enough hydration. We know it affects fatigue, all the other things.
Well, I know when I used to play hockey many years ago, when we didn't wear pads and didn't wear masks. I'm just kidding. I would lose my focus. I was a goalie, and about 45 minutes into it, I could just feel my focus going away, and that was probably because of the stresses of the day, because you're going outside, but also the hydration.
Hydration's a huge factor.
Right. So
headaches. I mean, you'll develop headaches if you don't have it. Yeah. Just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So you see a number of CrossFitters in your office.
We do.
What kind of injuries do you usually see?
Well, shoulder injuries are going to be pretty much prevalent with all workout type injury.
I see.
Just because, again, it is an overhead movement, and we've talked about just that regular people are not doing a lot of overhead press. You're getting the Christmas decorations out and putting them away and hanging the lights up in the
changing
in
the light bulb in the ceiling.
That's about
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
You know, so we do need to condition the shoulder more and do all that kind of stuff. And definitely, it's an easy thing to injure because it is one of your least stable joints. So the more stable the joint, the less injury. So we don't see too many hips, but you do see a lot of like IT bands. Of course, you're seeing knees, ankles, some wrist. And I just had a gal that was doing a raise overhead where she took it up, over, and back. She weighs 118 pounds, and she was pressing 110 pounds.
Wow.
So, and it fell on her neck.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, you know, that's now because of how strong her muscles were, it was a minor injury as opposed to a very major injury.
Possibly major
it
injury,
possibly could have been a very major injury, and it truly was because of her fitness tone and her fitness level that she was able to save it and not just be kind of crushed under that deal.
Sure. Well, you CrossFitters out there, you athletes out there, if you want to be proactive or if you need the assistance, go see Dr. McIntosh. She's at 4510 Bellevue, which is just west of the plaza, 816-753-4600, kansascitychiropractic.com. Now, in our August issue, we talked to everybody that goes out to the gym, and more people are going to be returning to the gym now that the kids are heading back to school and things like that, and you talk about what's in the gym bag. The important things that are in the gym bag. I mean, obviously, we're going to have a change of clothes, hopefully, a towel, hopefully, a few other things, hopefully, some deodorant, of course, you know, that type of thing. But you talk about some of the other things that need to be in the gym bag.
You should have a few things. You should have, the shower shoes, the flip-flops to wear into the shower, just because of the number of people that go through to that athlete's foot is just not any fun. You don't want to do that. Have a Band-Aid, because you never know. I mean, you can have some antibacterial soap. For some people, they're going to always want to have, like, Advil brings down inflammation and that kind of thing. And just for whatever you had to use that Band-Aid for, that might be it. Oh, I talked about BioFreeze, but there's a lot of things we have in the office. We have Cryoderm, we have BioFreeze, we have Sombra. What do they do? Yeah. Those are analgesic gels, and so they reduce pain. But the other thing is we see, in testing, they've actually seen that if you put it on big muscle groups, it will bring blood flow to that muscle group. So you can actually reduce fatigue. I mean, definitely on the marathoners, we always tell them about this. We have, first of all, in your gym bag, have the roll-on, because I don't want you having it on your hands and rubbing your eyes, because it'll sting.
Pull the sweat out.
It'll terrible.
Yeah.
And so the roll-on's great, and if you put it on, like the quads before you run, it will actually reduce fatigue. And I forgot the percentage, but it is because when it starts out, it brings blood flow to the area.
I see.
So you're not just fatigued, but it's actually helping stretch those muscles and everything else.
I remember in the old days it was the Bengay that people would put on. I can remember in the hockey locker room, some guy would come in with Bengay and you'd go, holy cow, what are you doing to yourself? Not that the hockey locker room smells good anyway, but
I was going to say, isn't that a benefit?
It probably was.
There's some Kramer. I remember a track we had something that you put on before and
there's some red. I don't remember something balm, Tiger Balm or something like that. And like, holy cow, that stuff is stinky. Yeah. But so BioFreeze, flip-flops, snacks, it's always a good idea. I'm always starving after a workout.
Well, and blood sugar. Blood sugar drops for some people. And that is really a genetic thing. For some people, it drops way more than it does for others. And if you know that you always are grumpy, lightheaded, you get any of that you feel weak, all that kind of stuff, you definitely need to have some kind of a snack. We'd like it to have a mix of protein and carbohydrate, but for some people it's the blood sugar itself, and it just doesn't matter, but you need to eat something. So that depends.
And you also say that to have something like emergency, which, I mean, you think of that when you're getting a cold or something like that.
Right, exactly.
But emergency to pour into your water bottle?
Well, it acts like Gatorade in that, now, Gatorade tastes better than Pedialyte, which is what the actual thing that is correct for the osmolarity in the cell, what that means is how many little particles in the cell versus the particles in your system. And so it's always going to make it equal. Everything always wants to be equal. So Gatorade can be great, but you need 2 bottles of water for every bottle of that. So you can't just drink that. And so Emergency doesn't have that problem. You can put it in your water, and it's going to equalize in the cell, so it actually makes the water go, or the fluid go into your cell faster.
Oh, okay.
So
that's cool. That's really cool.
So it helps rehydrate.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And there's a lot of things. I'm not trying to pick on one or the other, but
right.
that was just
one of those
a
types of
suggestion
things,
that doesn't have a downside to it.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So people can find you on the web at
KansasCityChiropractic.com. You can find us on Facebook. We're on your mobile app now and everything else. And 816-753-4600. And we're on the west side of the plaza.
4510 Bellevue. Dr. Lynn McIntosh from Kansas City Chiropractic. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate that coming
Absolutely.
out. We know you have to run back and take care of some patients.
You bet.
That'll do it for our show today. My thanks to our hosts for today's show, Kansas City Eye Center, and our guest, KCIC General Manager Dean Nelson, Stanley Cup champ and 11-year NHL pro Shjon Podein, and Dr. Lynn McIntosh from Kansas City Chiropractic. Be sure to join me, Steve Fish, again next week at the same time for Good Sports, Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show, and check out some of our other shows on YouTube. Search for the Good Sports KC channel. So until next week, be sure to read all about sports, health, and exercise in Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine. You will find it all over Kansas City, and it's free, so pick one up today. These days, we're all so busy, and many of us ignore our health and let stress turn into chronic pain. Dr. Lynn McIntosh of Kansas City Chiropractic can provide you with the proper care to relieve pain and stress, improve your health, and get more out of life. And in July, get a free 30-minute massage with your initial visit. Just mention KC Sports when you make your appointment. For more information on Dr. McIntosh and Kansas City Chiropractic, call 816-753-4600 or visit kansascitychiropractic.com. Tired of online dating? Try Heart to Heart Introductions. They've been bringing couples together since 1994. Meet real, verified local singles. For a free initial consultation, call 913-491-9110 or visit hearttoheart.com. Bring basketball fever to your own backyard or driveway with your very own game court from Sport Court of Kansas City. Let Sport Court come and install a basketball game court at your home. Game courts can also be installed for volleyball, racket sports, soccer, tennis, or roller hockey. So sink that basket at the buzzer and have your own Final Four at home in your backyard or driveway Sport Court. For more details, call Sport Court at 913-963-7529 or visit sportcourtkc.com. Every Monday and Friday after 3, take advantage of the golf specials at the Heart of America Golf Academy. 2 green fees with card are just $35 on the river course and $22 on the rock course. Call the Heart of America Golf Academy at 816-513-8940 or visit hoagolfacademy.com. Mention KC Sports when you buy a large specialty pizza and get a small one topping free at any of the 3 Old Shawnee Pizza locations: Shawnee, KCK, and Lenexa. Visit ShawneePizza.com for menu and details. Who will be crowned as the best scramble team in the area? Sign up now for the 3-person City Championship of Belton, Sunday, September 22nd at Eagles Landing Golf Course. For more details, visit eagleslandinggolfcourse.com or call 816-318-0004.
Whether you are playing a sport, running a business, or learning how to use an iPad, your ability to make split-second decisions is essential for your success. Hey sports fans, this is Greg Pryor. I was an infielder in Major League Baseball for over 9 seasons and was a member of the '85 World Champion Royals. My decisions in the field and at the plate could have been the difference between winning and losing. Since 1994, I have owned a local health supplement company called Life Priority. Life Priority offers many nutritional formulas that give your body the nutrients that can help your brain keep pace in today's fast lifestyle. To see all 17 Life Priority products, please visit my website at lifepriority.com or call me at 913-438-5433. Use Life Priority products and improve your chances of winning. For free shipping, use promo code LIFEP at lifepriority.com or call me today at 913-438-5433.
The Army Reserve has more than 120 unique career opportunities, so you can add to your current strengths or build brand new ones. Join the Army Reserve and you'll make a difference in your life and the lives of others. Learn more at goarmy.com/reserve. For more information, contact the Greater Kansas City Company at 3720 Arrowhead Drive, Suite B. Telephone number 816-531-4600 3818. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong, paid for by the U.S. Army. Get 10% off UPS shipping at the 2 South KC UPS stores with your coupon in KC Sports and Fitness. Bring your next shipment to 103rd between Warnell and State Line or 121st and State Line in Leawood and save 10% on UPS shipping with your coupon in KC Sports. Lights, camera, action! Would you like to have your business be the site where we shoot one of our good sports, TV, and radio shows? Well, you can. Your show will play 21 times on Sure West Channel 7. You'll get radio and TV commercials all month long, plus an ad for your business in KC Sports and Fitness Magazine, and a whole lot more. TV remote packages start at just $333 a month. For more information on this great TV, radio, and print opportunity for your business, call KC Sports at 913-764-2050.